Hello there, great to see you again. In the last video, we learned about variables and the importance of variables and how it's going to be useful in this project we'll be building for this video. So in this video, we are going to build a fully functional calculator in Scratch. This project will be divided into two parts. First, we'll build the interface, which is the buttons and everything will be interacting in the calculator app. And secondly, we are going to write the logic, which is our code. I'm really excited that we have reached our first major project for this Scratch series. So let's dive in. Alright, so before we start building the interface for this app, I want to give you a quick demo of how the app works. So I'm going to maximize the stage and let's perform some arithmetic operations. I'm going to say 7 plus 8 and click the equal to button and get 15. I'm going to multiply this by 5,000 and I'm intentionally putting such a huge number here. When I click equal to, get 75,000. Now let's divide this by 60 and get 1,250 and let's subtract, let's say 400, get 850. Let's multiply by 0 and of course the answer is 0 and let's do plus 6 and get 6. And if you want to clear all these outputs here, you can actually just reset the calculator. So click on this C button here, which stands for clear, and going to reset our app. So now I'm going to minimize the stage and I'm going to go to files and go to new. So it's going to create a new interface for us and let's start building this from scratch. Now the first thing I want to do is that I want a background on the stage. So I'm going to go to backdrop and I'm going to choose any backdrop, just any backdrop works. I'm going to take the first one and then make sure the stage is selected and go to backdrops. Then I want to delete it because I want a plain backdrop. Now I'm going to take the rectangle tool and I'm going to just draw a backdrop that will cover the whole stage. So I need my selection tool to just adjust this. So it's covering the whole stage and I want a dark backdrop. So I'm going to go to fill with the shape selected. First, I'm going to reduce saturation to the end and then I'm going to reduce brightness and I'm going to leave it at 10. 10 is okay. Alright, so that's how we get black and white in Scratch. Okay, so I'm going to unselect. Now I'm going to go back to shape and I'm going to draw on top of this. Now I want to change the color because I want a screen. So I'll go to fill and I'm going to increase brightness to 100, saturation to 100, and I'm going to move my color slider until I get orange. Yeah, about here. So I'll leave it here and let's take the selection to move it and adjust it the way we want it. Alright, so I'm going to move it to the top a bit. Okay, so this is nice. Now I'm going to go back to code and the next thing we want to do is that we want to create some variables. So I'm going to select this sprite and I'll go to variables. And the first variable I want to create is called in1. So we're going to have in1, in2 operator and output for our UI purpose, our interface purpose. Let's click on make a variable and let's say in1 and make a variable and let's say in2. Let's make another variable called operator and let's make the last variable. We are going to make more variables when we start writing our logic, but for now the last variable is going to be output. So now I'm going to arrange these variables. I'm going to put output at the end here. I will right click and change the display mode to large readout. I'm going to put operator right here, right click and change to large readout. I'm going to put in2 after operator, right click and change to large readout. I'm going to put in1 before operator, right click and change to large readout. So we want an equal to sign right here. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to customize this sprite. So I'll go to costume and I'm just going to delete this and select all of this by dragging my mouse over it and click delete, and take the text to click on it and just write equal to. Now I want to change the color, but I want it to be a little bit big. I'm going to drag it by the edge, make it bigger, and then I'm going to change the color to black by just reducing brightness. But before I do that, if I change to black, I will be unable to see it. So I'll keep brightness and leave it as purple for now. And go back here, change the name. I just want to change the name to something meaningful because it makes it easier to just identify what it's being used for. I'm going to call it equals output. You can call it whatever you want that makes sense for you. So I'm going to drag this. I want to make sure I can drag this. So I'm going to drag this to the top right here. Now go back to costume and change the color to black because you can now actually see it when you change the color to black. We have to select it first. Always remember that you have to select and now change to black by reducing the brightness all the way down to 0. So now the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to create our numbers. Now the way we are going to do it is that I don't want this video to take time, so I'm going to create just one and you follow that process to create the other buttons. So I'm going to duplicate this by right clicking on it and duplicate it. Now I'm going to go to costume and I want to start with number 7. So I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to go to the text 2, or you just click on the text 2 and I'm going to change this to 7. Now I'm going to draw a shape. So I'll draw a shape over it and I want to change the color to orange. Let's do brightness to 100 and let's move our slider until we get to orange. But you notice that the shape is covering the number. The way we are going to fix this is that we are going to select the shape and click backward here. When you click backward, it's going to move it to the back of the number. So now this is a little bit big, so I want to adjust it. Yeah, so I've created our first button. The next thing we want to do is that for numbers, we want to make sure that the name of the costume is the name of the number. So for 7, I'm going to write 7. You just put the number here as the name of the costume because we are going to use this when writing our logic. So make sure you don't miss this step. Make sure you put the number as the name of the costume. So I'll go back to code and I'm going to use the sprite name 2 as the number. Let's select this and let's arrange this. It's a little bit too big, so I'll go back to costume and when I'm going to reduce the size that I'm going to select the number and hold Ctrl or Shift on your computer, and then I want to group at the top. You can see group it, and then we can shrink everything together to make it smaller. So I think this is a good size. So I'll go back and just adjust it. So I want you to follow this step to create your numbers and the operators also, the operators button. But for the operators, you can decide to call the costume name whatever you want. But for the numbers, make sure the name of the costume is the number itself. So see you in the other part of this video where we are going to start writing our logic.